Yo, it's your boy Rush. I'm in the building. Promoting my side hustle, Rush Enterprise. If you're in the state of New Jersey, you need armed guards or unarmed guards, just hit me up on my business line, which is on the banner. And also, you can hit me up on the grams and shoot me a DM. You heard? Today, I got a special guest today. He go by the name of Knowledge the God, owner of Hip Hop is Real. It's a media company, and he's definitely a pillar within the hip hop community, man. And yo, Knowledge the God, man, introduce yourself and let the people know who you are. You're
What's up, world? It's Knowledge the God, hiphopisreal.com. You already know, CEO and founder. You know, been on multiple different, avenues. One of the original co-hosts of My Expert Opinion. And just, overall, just, also got my conscious channel, Kid Life Production. So I'm just out here, man, just been working for the last 11 years, providing great content for battle rap and hip hop, man.
word out, word out. I'm definitely a big fan of your work, man. The way you cover. The way you cover media within the battle rap community is just impeccable, man. Your work is flawless. As you know, Hip Hop is Real is an incredible company, right? When did you realize that you were a genius at the work you do within the media lane? Talk to me.
Man, oh shoot, I don't necessarily give myself all that type of credit, but I would say when I realized I was really good at what I do, just when I feel like the numbers dictate a lot of things. So once I started getting the numbers and, the respect, and it started just coming so easy to me, where it was like, everything just started falling in place. I would say I started my business in 2013. I'll say right after 2017, 2018 is when it was like, I was excited always and love what I did. But when I really felt like, yo, we about to take over the game, I would say like 2018, 2019, I really felt like, yo, we bringing a different type of energy. And, that's when I really realized how dope it was what we created. And that's also when I started making some money too. So, I was like, yes, it's working. That's the genius part.
Word out.
Turning water to wine, making, what I'm saying?
Word out.
Gold, that type of alchemy. It was great to actually see the work that you put in finally paying back, and all of the, sacrifices you make, and, the money you done spent. Like, now you finally find like, okay, this could be what I always planned for it to be. So I'll say that's the moment where I was like, damn, you might be a genius, B.
Now, Hip Hop is Real has been bubbling for a minute. It got its notoriety before My Expert Opinion. Um, how did you and Math Hoffa like link up, and he chose you to, I guess do co-hosting on his podcast? Like, when did y'all finagle the bagel for that to pan out? Talk to me.
My Expert Opinion. I think we from what I could remember, I don't want to say 100% specific, but I know between like 2018, 2019 is when we launched My Expert Opinion. So, I've been in business since 2013. I've been knowing Math since then. Math was one of my first original guests that actually went viral on my channel. He came to my house in Long Island. I was living in Westbury at the time. And, that was when I was bringing artists to my crib with a black background, and Math was one of the first people to go viral on my channel. So that was like a foundation of our relationship. As far as My Expert Opinion, it was something where we got into like an argument, not necessarily like a bad argument, but it was like he was trying to get me to do something. At the time, he was beefing with Hollow, going back and forth with Hollow. It was around that time. So he wanted me to post, like, I think his Loyalty Over Money merch video or something like that. And then I'm like, yo, come on,
I
man.
remember that merch, man. That
Yeah.
merch is pretty cool.
Hollow was the one who made Loyalty Over Money brand popular. So I guess since they were being, they were going at it, Math was kind of being petty, and he wanted to use us as a weapon of mass destruction to help destroy Hollow. And he wanted me to basically he was like, yo, if you fucking with me, you got to put this on all your videos. And I'm like, bro, that's crazy. Like, why would I do that? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't mind promoting anything you got, but to promote LOM while you beefing with this dude, I just thought it was wrong. So he got upset with me, and I stood so tall on what I felt, and I was like, nah, man, if I'm gonna lose the relationship, I'm not feeling that. Like, that's not cool. And then Matt was like, nah, I fuck with you. I like that you did that, da. So it led from that, at least for me, it led from that. And then he hit me up not too later after that. And he was like, yo, pull up to this location, bring your cameras, and I'll tell you what's up when you get here. So I'm like, what is he talking about? I'm thinking like he just wants to create content or do an interview or something. So I pull up to Harlem Cuts Barbershop. I'm in basketball shorts, fucking tank top, whatever. Like, I'm chilling. I'm thinking I'm about to shoot. He asked me to be his first guest, and this was his idea. But he wanted me to produce it. But he also was like, I want you to be my first person that I interview. So that's how it really started. He interviewed me. I was with my man No Bars. So if you look at the first episode, it's me, Math, and No Bars. Like, literally the first episode. And I shot it. You know what I mean? So from there, Math just liked the energy and that we had, and he just asked me to stay on. And then from there, we just we went on our I think like 2 years. I was on My Expert Opinion. He ended up bringing in Misfit, and we created the energy that you saw in that first 2 seasons of My Expert Opinion.
Yo, you and Math and Misfit, you guys got a good chemistry on hosting together, man. Like the first time I've noticed My Expert Opinion, man, I that was one of my favorite seasons with Misfit in there, man. She definitely held her own on the show too. Big fan.
Yeah,
I'm a big fan of all y'all, man. You know what I mean? Because Misfit, she's a battle rapper herself, man, and
yeah,
she's pretty nice, man. Her pen game on point, man. Know what I mean?
She's one of the deadliest, most dangerous females out there. She don't battle a lot, but when she come out, it's a movie.
Oh yeah. Like like who's your top favorite female battle rappers? Like give me the top 5 other than Misfit.
My top 5 female battle rappers, I would say number 1 for me is 40 Bars. Like, she always been my favorite. I granted, like, she done had some, not so great moments, but she's always like I love her pen. I love her look, her style. I love her pen, and then just as an overall person, she's just a good person. Like, I really like her style and stuff like that. She's amazing. Number 2, I might go with Miss Hustle. Like, Miss Hustle is like another one of my favorite all time. She's like one of the greatest female performers in history of all time to me. Like, she knows how her cadence.
That's one of my favorite female battle rappers too, Miss Hustle.
Yeah, she got the look, she got the cadence, she got the aggression. Number 3, I'll go with Jazz the Rapper. Jazz is like the all-time GOAT for female. People are saying she just beat Rock 30 on Summer Madness, Kings versus Queens. Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to say that, but I was there. It was like, oh my God, she's really amazing. She done fought with the likes of Geechee Gotti, Charlie Clips, Rum Nitty. So she really battled the best in the game. Twerk. So she really battled like all the top greatest males in the game. So she got to be on the list for me. I would say after Jazz, who do I really like? I like Coffee Brown. Like, she's another one of my super favorites. She's incredible. Every time she steps out, I just like these girls. They sexy, but they gangster, but they know how to rap and they're very lyrical. Like, those, I really like that, And I would say for my 5th spot, if you say I can't use Fit, I would say Shuni. I think Shuni is incredible. Like, I like her voice, her projection, her confidence, and she's like one of the best like punchers when it comes to the females for me. Like she really know how to put it together. So yeah, those are the top five. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, if I could have put anybody else, I'd definitely have Misfit in my top five because she just she knows how. She's a great angler. She really knows how to break her opponent down. You know what I'm saying? And she's like one of the most disrespectful. So y'all can see when she came back with Farrah how she did 1 million views talking crazy. So yeah, those are some, and of course I give nod to Official, and all these Casey J. Like I love all of these girls, like they're really incredible. But as far as top five, those are a solid top five for me.
Yo, that's definitely a good list, man. Like I totally agree with your top five, man. What are some of the well, okay, what are some of the things you don't like doing within the media lane? Like what's the cons of being in this kind of business?
Um, I don't want to necessarily say I don't like doing, but I would say some of the hardships that come with it is balancing out people's emotions. To me, that's like for me personally, that's one of the most challenging aspects of this thing. Because I could be doing an interview with you right now, and then I go do an interview with somebody that you going at it with, and they say something, and you might be upset with me, or you know what I'm saying. It just be little shit or certain things. I'm thinking our relationship is one way, and you get upset about something that I don't think you'd ever get upset about. Maybe a title, maybe a thumbnail, maybe certain things. So it's really balancing out the raw emotions and how people feel. Like you got to be careful how you deal with certain things. Like I'll just use this for a prime example. Like you see Hitman and Verb are going at it on it's more than just battle rap. This is personal. They're talking about their families. Verb has been out of line, and they're calling for, to get physical. So it's like it makes you be like, damn, I'm gonna leave it alone. Like I don't want to be out here, ODing trying to put retweet and post everything Verb does because some of it has nothing to do with battle rap. So I don't want Hitman to feel like I'm entertaining somewhere his girl and his family. So it's like, you got to find that balance. So that a lot of times is the challenge, but nonetheless, I still, maneuver through it. And that's really the major challenge for me. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like if you got a story about a battle rapper, like let's just, use DNA as an example, and you want to expose them and you're not known that much, but you have a great story. Like, if I do the story, I might lose a DNA relationship. So it'd be like those type of balances. Like Smack, people just say, "Yo, knowledge, you wasn't in the building." It's because I'm doing interviews with Spanish Harlem, and Spanish Harlem is breaking down certain shit that they're not feeling. They're like, "Nigga, we fuck with you, we get money with you. Why you interviewing a Spanish Harlem nigga that's talking bad about us?" So and it's like, Smack, you got a point, but at the same time, my nigga, this is entertainment. This is battle rap, like, and he has a right to an opinion. So who am I to say he don't? So it just becomes that balance, So sometimes you lose privileges and relationships over those decisions that you make. I don't want to be so long-winded, but I just want to give you a clear answer.
Yeah, like I could totally understand and empathize with what you go through, man. Especially with the situation where you try to link up with, well, not link up with Smack, but try to get in a certain known, and he didn't let you in because due to the fact of possibilities of things might transpire into like a situation like A Verb and Hitman Holler,
I personally feel like for me, the way I carry myself and the way I deal with business, it'll never be that. The most it could be is you just don't want to let me in the building because you're not feeling the interview I did. It ain't gonna be more than that because I'm not looking to disrespect you or do anything. My job is to give stories out to the fans and give insight and create, entertainment and give information. So if I'm doing my job, I feel right in what I'm doing. So I just stand on how I feel and what my job position is. You know what I'm saying? And that's the best way that I could do it. So if I got to stand outside, it's okay. I'm working for the fans.
Word, and that's what makes somebody great, man. That's dedicated to your craft, like how you are with your craft. Like you take your job seriously. And one thing I like about you, man, you're always professional about everything, man. Like I've never seen you spoke ill will about anybody within the industry, man. That lets me know that you're very mature and you know how to handle business, man. Word is born. My next question for you is, John the Don versus Cassidy, man. I know they got a battle coming up. You still there? Hey, yo, knowledge.
My apologies. I got a call. I don't know. It just kind of threw my shit off a little bit. My bad.
Well, it's all good. Yeah, John the Don and Cassidy, they got a battle coming up, man. I want to get your personal opinion, man. Who you think is going to be victorious within this battle, man?
Well, I'm like the king of political correctness. You know what I'm saying? So it's always hard for me to pick a straight winner because I rock with John, I rock with Cassidy. I'm actually supposed to link up with Cassidy today. You know what I mean, to do the first interview. So, you know what I mean? I'm looking forward to that. Hopefully everything goes well and I'm able to get that done. As far as who's going to win, John and Cassidy, it's gonna be interesting. We haven't seen Cassidy since he battled Hitman. Cassidy is a main stage battler every time he comes out. So nobody wants to book Cassidy for no small room. So it's gonna be a big stage situation. Just by the venue that John, booked is going to be a big stage situation, probably 1,000+ people. So, I haven't, we haven't seen John in a big stage. I don't want to, I'm trying to think, but I feel like, Chef Trez last year, he battled on big stage. Like John, he's a top tier legend at this point. Like we can't even like play around. Like this year, he showed how incredible he is. 3 days versus Jones. You know what I'm saying? He barely, since the easy block captain, he barely lost a round. Like he just been high level professional running his shit. You know what I mean? And politics as usual, bringing the whole culture together. He killed my man Calico. So John is a very dangerous strategic battler. Cassidy is the GOAT. You know what I mean? That's Bars is back. He is like the guy who made battle rap popular. He popularized
I ain't
battle
gonna
rap.
hold you. He is very entertaining, man. Especially when he does the face off. Man,
and look
like
forward to that. I spoke to John. The face off is coming real soon, and I'm gonna be a part of that as far as helping put it together behind the scenes. So I'm looking forward to that as well. Yeah, bro. Like now, if you're asking me who I got winning, it's hard to really like determine who I'm gonna have winning because like first off, Cassidy, it don't really matter win or lose. He's gonna always feel undefeated. He gonna always feel like he outrhymed whoever he battled. Like bar for bar, he don't feel like he ever gonna lose. And in certain cases, that's probably true. Cassidy, it might not always like his Arsenal battle wasn't that great. You know what I mean? As far as just like it just wasn't that good. The crowd was booing and it was just a lot of static. Him and Goods was good. He had a very good first round that really showed his potential. And him and Hitman was one of his best showings. And he killed Disaster. You know what I mean? Like that that was a long time ago, small room shit. But just watching his progression. So I feel like Cassidy gonna be better. I done been in a lot of studio sessions with Cassidy. I remember when he was preparing for Freeway, he rapped me 6 rounds. 6 different rounds. That means he could have went in so many different bags from, just regular bar you to death, from personal, from like Cass had went in, like he basically was ready for anything Freeway brought. And that's just the 6 that he let me hear. You feel me? So that's the type of machine Cassidy is. So I'm sure before Cassidy even accepted it, he probably had a whole couple rounds for John, just because that's just the way his mind think when he gets into battle mode. So it's hard for me to pick a winner, but John gonna be mad at me, but I'm gonna go with Go Gang. Go Gang. I'm going with Go Gang. Everybody, I already see like they already got Cassidy as the underdog. They're expecting John to whoop his ass, this, that, and the third.
Right.
But it's hard for me to go against Cassidy. I grew up on Cassidy. I'm such a major fan of Cassidy, and the fact to be able to work with him, travel with him. You know what I'm saying? Like he just put me on to so many different things. I just got to go with Cash, man. That's my dog. It's hard. Like certain niggas, it's hard for me to vote against. Like Tay Rock, I don't vote against Tay Rock whenever he battle. I don't care who he battling. I don't vote against Lux. I don't care who he battling. And if my 2 favorites are battling each other, I just don't pick a winner. Word. So yeah, I'm gonna go with Cass. I'm not even gonna be politically correct. I'm gonna go with Cass on this one.
I'm gonna go with Cassidy too, man. He definitely have evolved within the style of. I don't want to say just evolved, but he immersed his style within the new age era of battle rap. You know, because he's from an older generation, from these new school cats that's popping right now. And I definitely a big fan of Cassidy too. Know what I mean?
Facts.
Definitely. My next question for you is, do you think Nick Cannon helped the battle rap culture make it into mainstream media? And if so, let me know. But give me the breakdown.
For me, that's without a doubt. Like once you brought Conceited, Conceited was one of the first ones that I remember just being on Wild 'N Out and stop the beat. For me, that automatically created an elevation. Like, oh, we're on TV now. Conceited with one of the top. Then you get Hitman and Charlie Clips, and the list goes on. Now he got Frack and all these different battlers. Sharon, who's been able to do that. So yes, the 100% Nick Cannon has been able to help elevate the profile of some of the top battle rappers. So with that being said, once you elevate their profile, you elevate the culture within itself. Because whenever Clips comes out, Hitman come out, if Conceited ever comes out, Frack and Sharon, they're representing they're representing and pushing to an even wider audience that may not know that, oh, just because they do it on Wild 'N Out, no, they do it for real. They really go back on the smack stage, whether it's their own events, a King of the Dot, RBE. These guys are going back and like really showing like we do this at a high level. So it brings a major eye to the battle rap culture. You know what I'm saying? So I gotta salute Nick Cannon just for him employing these guys and elevating their lifestyle. To now where these guys are getting money on a whole nother level. You see Hitman, you see Conceited, Clips. They on a different level financially. So the show has been able to help elevate, their profile, which help elevate the game within itself because more people can talk about battle rap.
Word, I totally agree with you on that. Now, do you think Hitman Holla is one of the most paid battle rappers within the industry? Because he brings in so many views whenever he performs on any arena, like URL, King of the Dot, and etc.
Just from my recollection of history, Hitman is most definitely one of the top paid. As far as purses, because you don't really know what these guys make, but for the numbers that we've seen thrown around, like Cassidy, he's probably the number one all-time paid. As far as his asking price, 250,000. We just recently did an interview with Mook, and Mook revealed like if your Hitman just want to book me straight up, I need 200,000. So if Mook is asking for 200, Hitman is probably asking for 200. So like this is like astronomical numbers for a 9-minute battle that people are going to be tuned into. They will sell major mini pay-per-views, and they're gonna make it back because people are that interested in these people. So yes, Hitman Holla. And even from what I've heard, these guys are some of the biggest pay-per-view sellers, like those names that I named specifically, and of course, including Loaded Lux, these guys bring such a high level draw. They bring so many eyes to the table. So, yes, Hitman is for sure one of the top 3, top 5 most paid, highest ever in battle rap, without a doubt.
I totally agree with you because I noticed that Remy Ma have booked him consistently. And each time she booked Hitman Holla, like she has some good numbers, man. Know what I mean?
But I could say she booked Hitman one time, but it was good. Him and Easy is at like almost 4 million views or whatever it's doing right now. So it was and that Face Off is almost at 800,000 views. Like so Remy Ma, whatever she did to make that happen, was a major boost for Chrome 23, and just it showed the power of Hitman Holla, and it showed the power of Easy the Block Captain. Easy the Block Captain. He reached his level of stardom. He used his star power and his way of moving and going against the machine, all of that shit adds to the allure. So with them coming together and Rain putting that together, it was nothing but, a great, treatment for seeing something amazing like that. And like you said, the numbers, these some of the biggest numbers. I heard it was one of the most selling pay-per-views. You know what I mean? So I don't know specifically about that, but I've seen Hitman say you're gonna make your money back with me.
Yeah, he's definitely not lying, man. Like, I see the numbers, man. He's definitely doing his thing, man. My next question for you would be, do you think some people within the battle rap culture, um, have a little sensitivity when it comes to news coverage, like certain topics and news coverage that you cover?
Of course. I mean, anything where your name is going to be plastered on the headline and you feel like it's misrepresented, you're gonna feel some type of way. You know what I'm saying? I don't even want to sugarcoat it, but I have the biggest platform in battle rap media. I have well over 400,000 subscribers. So when I do something, it's definitely I'm gonna get a call if it's something people don't like. If I do an interview with a battler and they're not feeling the title, the thumbnail, you could call it sensitive, or you could just call it people protecting their image, and so it all depends on what side you're standing on, and what do you feel as if is the thing that you're winning or losing out of the situation. A lot of that is a personal thing. Like if I'm gonna call a battle rapper sensitive, maybe I could say it, but that don't necessarily mean it's true. You know what I'm saying? Because people got to protect their image. So I respect that aspect of it. You know what I'm saying? Even sometimes if I don't agree, even if I don't personally agree, I might even think you're being sensitive. But that's not always, my place to say that you're sensitive, because at the end of the day, you're taking out your time to give me an interview. There's like I do an interview with you now, and your title says knowledge says F something, and if I felt like I didn't say that or whatever, you might think I'm being sensitive because I'm calling you like, yo, bro, you gotta take that down or change that or whatever. You like, yo, damn, you being like, nah, I didn't say that, and you're misrepresenting what I'm saying or how I feel or whatever. So I take, I'm conscious of that, and I try not to be like, oh, you're sensitive or whatever. I look at it like I try to put myself in their shoes. You know what I'm saying? So I don't label people sensitive and things like that. But I feel like some people have been sensitive and shit like that. Little titles where I didn't think. I'm like, this is battle rap. This is blood sport. Y'all supposed to accept this. But at the end of the day, people are human. People do deal with shit, and it's not always just battle rap. So, I try to straddle the line and actually, play as fair as I could be when it comes to that. So as far as sensitivity in the game, yes, I think a lot of people are sensitive, but it might be for the right reasons. I say it like that.
Yeah, yeah, most definitely. I can see that, and I agree with that too. And because within this new wave of battle rap, people, well, some of the battle rappers on certain platforms, they hit you hard with them personals, man. I'd be like, yo, it's pretty
Yeah.
tough, man.
And the
To
battle
endure all
rappers
that. What
and the
happened?
battle rappers and the battle rappers, they give you the most ammo. Like I'll just use this as an example. Geechee and Miss Hustle just finished battling, right? Geechee done threw everything in the can, plus the kitchen sink. He calling Hustle about her husband, her engagement, her BBL, did smashing Nitty. Like, you know what I'm saying? You start giving us all this information. What do you want me to do? What kind of questions am I like? How am I going too far when this nigga just in front of the world just said all this? So am I crazy for asking you how real some of this shit is? You know what I'm saying? So it becomes that fine line, like, okay, like, how you upset at me for asking a question? Yo, son just said your whole like, yo, but it's like, and it's like up to me to not be so super messy. Like, yo, so Miss Hustle, are you smashing Nitty and da da da? It's like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, where do you go with that? Granted, the fans do want to know because it's out there, as it's said. So you're trying to figure out, like, do I go there? Do I take it there? Since everybody talking about it, how do I not? So it becomes like Smack said, you got to have some level of integrity with what you do. I feel like I have a lot of integrity, you know what I'm saying? So a lot of times, certain shit I just leave alone. even if it's at the detriment of me giving quality or more entertaining news or media. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I definitely know what you're saying. And to be within this kind of industry, you have to develop some type of thick skin, man. Because they if there's a a chink in our armor, man, they're gonna take advantage of it and hit you with the personals, man.
Facts,
I don't know how
facts.
I couldn't do it, man. Just sit on stage and take personals like that.
Yo, I ain't gonna lie.
You know what I mean? Like,
I, some of Madness Kings versus Queens, T-Top battle official first, right? So I'm standing behind him. And one of his first lines was like it was like a haymaker that he threw, and it hit too. And he was like, I forgot the whole setup, but then he was like, the punchline was, and Smack, you ain't even let knowledge in the building. And they went crazy. You know what I'm saying? So it was just like, and it hit me like, oh, you know what I mean? Like, and then I'm looking at Smack laughing and shit. So I'm like, yo. So yeah, sometimes, real life situations can be used as punchlines, and it is what it is. It's the letter of the game. If it's out there, like especially with Geechee Gotti, if it's out there, it's gonna be used. I could imagine Geechee is going to say every bad thing he got to say to Hitman. He's not gonna hold no punches. He just did it with Miss Hustle, and she's on his team. He just did it last year with Easy the Block Captain and Remy Ma, and they booked him. So you think he gonna go on Bags and Bodies and not like he gonna tell Hitman everything he feel? You know what I'm saying? With no chaser.
yo, speaking of Easy to Block Captain, what's your thoughts on him being a participant of Remy, I guess stepping out on Papoose with Easy to Block Captain? Like, what's your perspective on that?
Um, I seen, I covered it. I've seen the battle. Like I feel like once Geechee did what he did, the audio came out. I feel like adults is adults. They gonna do what they do. Remy manages, Easy to Block Captain. Whatever their personal shit is their personal shit. The fact that they haven't spoken on it, I don't want to, go out of turn and give my opinion on their personal relationship or what they got going on because I necessarily don't know.
Do you think with that situation being in the public, do you think it kind of tarnished Remy Ma's image?
I feel like to some people it does. Geechee got to hit up with the whole "you destroy black love." I see a lot of internet people, what I'm saying, talking and, talking down on her and her decision, whether they know what's really going on or not. You know what I'm saying? Like people don't necessarily truly know what's really happening because nothing has been really said or put out there. My man, I think at the BT Awards, one of my guys, Trey Four, who works for Hip Hop Is Real, he did an interview with Papoose out there in LA when in the middle of the drama. And Papoose did ask us not to, drop the full, I think he probably asked us not to drop it at all, but we was like, we compromised and was like, we just won't drop your answer. But we dropped where we asked him about Easy the Block Captain and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? And you could tell it was a very sensitive situation. And that was something he doesn't even want to address. So with that being said, like, yeah, it makes everybody look bad and look crazy a little bit. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, it didn't stop business. Remy, they just threw another event and she was in the building supporting Easy. And, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? So let adults be adults. Let them live their life. And if they choose to speak on it and give some more insight, then we'll know what it is for real. Outside of that, it's all speculation. You know what I'm saying? And it's all just how we feel about things that we think we know. So I don't want to put out anything that that's not 100% accurate or anything like that. Regarding them, one thing I could say is, I like the way that they work with each other. We got Chrome and we got Trenches, and Trenches is a very popular situation where, Easy is kind of running that, but it's still under the Chrome banner and they're working together and it's putting up great battles for the culture. So that's what I truly try to focus on. But nonetheless, everybody wants to know about the T. Everybody wants to know what's really going on. Audios have been dropped and, things have been said. So people are going to be interested. So we're waiting for them to reveal what's really going on if they ever care to. I think that was politically correct enough.
Word out, word out. Yo, my next question is for you, right? You interviewed Smack, right, and John, and they both are proclaiming that there's no money within the battle rap, and well, no real money within the battle rap culture. Do you agree with that? And if so, give me the breakdown.
Um, I I feel like, like Smack alluded. John was one of the first people to say, "Yo, watch this shit." John kind of predicted the money was gonna slow down. You know what I mean? Like I felt like that's what he did. He's like, "Yo, y'all niggas better lower y'all prices and figure certain shit out because the money's going." He was the first one that I remember speaking to that made that a public thing. And then top of the year when I interviewed Smack, and he was like, no return on investment, ain't no money in the culture like that, this, that, and the third. Um, I feel like they can't be true all the way because John's throwing the card versus Cassidy. Cassidy cost a lot to book. You know what I'm saying? And John's confident that he'll make his money back, whatever he spent. So I do believe there is money in battle rap. It's just certain situations like Smack just lost Caffeine. So I think to me that was a specific thing. Caffeine funneled $113 million into building their company. And some of that money went into battle rap. And as you can see, we had some of the best 3 years of battle rap, like some of the biggest matchups, everything. URL was able to throw events every week at one point. So I think when Smack said that, it's like that money's gone. Those investments, that's really what's going. Like people still got interest, people still want to pay. There's still URL still has an app that people pay $7.99 monthly. So I can't say the money's going in battle rap because people are still investing. People are still buying $50 pay-per-views, and a lot, to quote my man Surf. You feel me? So it's like people are still invested in the culture. So really it's about understanding where the culture is at right now and how to properly invest funds, how to properly pay certain people. Everybody's gonna have a price. So sometimes, this person might not be good for the card for this time. And I feel like that's what Smack is doing right now. If I can't know that I can make a return, then I'm just gonna book the people who I know I can make some good money with. Until I find another investor or somebody who's willing to funnel millions of dollars to get this shit back popping. And until then, the inmates is running the house. And when I say that, Calico, John, Hitman, Arsenal, Geechee, QB, like they throwing events. They league owners now. They doing their thing. So I feel like we're gonna see more of that. And they can leverage themselves to make certain things happen that probably couldn't happen before.
Well, I totally agree with you on that. My next question would be like, which Summer Madness you think made history within the battle rap culture? Talk to me.
So ask that question one more time, please.
Uh, which Summer Madness you think made history within the battle rap culture?
I mean, I feel like Summer Madness 2 is still the biggest Summer Madness we've ever really had. There's a lot of dope Summer Madnesses, and it's hard for me to remember every Summer Madness because we're like on Summer Madness 14 or some shit like that. So I'm thinking like I feel like the most legendary, and I didn't even be a part of it, was Lux versus Calico. Like that's what really brought me into battle rap. You feel me? That's what really got me into the culture. So
Yo,
I
that
feel like
is one of the. My bad
right.
to interject
Nah.
so abruptly, but
That's real shit.
that is one of the monumental showmanship within the battle rap culture is Calico and Loaded Lux. I mean, yo, flawless, man. Yeah, I
You
mean
feel
that
me?
I was entertained throughout the whole battle, man. I'm like, damn, these niggas playing game is on point. Word is
Exactly.
born.
This is what battle rap has become. And, salute to Smack, because when I came into the culture, I didn't even know battle rap existed on that level, to be honest. I came from the Smack DVD days, Fight Club, and all that. So when I created my company, I created it strictly for hip hop. So I didn't even know battle rap existed in the capacity that it did. And when I saw Loaded Lux and Calico for the first time, it made me want to jump, dive right in. Like, oh my God, I've always loved battle rap. So just to see how it built, I didn't know Hollow, I didn't know Arsenal, I didn't know Hitman and Surf. I didn't know a lot of these guys. I only knew Mook, Lux, Sirius Jones. You know, I come from that age. So when I started like seeing all these new talents develop, and then I got to be a part of watching Chess grow, Briz grow, T Top, and Mike P's, and just Chef Trez, and just all these new talented artists. I fell in love with the culture again. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, Summer Madness 2, I feel like it's still nothing that's ever truly eclipsed Summer Madness 2, even though we've had some great Summer Madnesses. But I still don't feel like I can remember anything that really still surpassed that. You know what I'm saying? You know, Diddy was in the building. You know what I mean? Let me stop.
And Buster was in the building too,
Yeah,
man.
Busta was
That's
in
how
the
you
building.
know, like,
Yeah,
man, like that was on the brinks of battle rap really getting to that mainstream, man. I'm like,
I
okay,
agree.
yeah, this is
I
serious,
agree.
man. You know
Yeah.
what is wrong. Now, speaking of Diddy, man, what's your thought about him being indicted just recently?
I mean, shit is crazy. Like, you know what I mean? Like, just to see somebody on his level, going through what he going through is crazy. Everybody know me as knowledge of God. I'm somebody who just always been into esoteric knowledge, who's been into, history, who's been into, I'm into conspiracies, all of that. So, I always feel like it's a bigger play at hand. It's always something that we're not paying attention to. They got us focused on Diddy while other things are being done. They're using him as, an example to do whatever they're trying to do. I'm not saying he's not at fault or anything like that, but he's playing the game with the game players. Like, you know what I mean? He's up there with, some of the top 1% elites, who's controlling everything in our society. So he's like one of the influencers and the faces and things like that. So I look at it like Diddy got himself caught up. Whatever he did, whatever situation he didn't follow up on, now it's his time to get run through the system. And this is what we're watching, we're witnessing. We've seen his tape leak of him beating on Cassie. Like, so it's like he's being dragged now. Now it's his turn to face, whatever he gave up. Like, you know how they say a lot of times, they say, the devil comes to you, he gives you the deal, you sign your soul, you get everything you need on this earth. But remember, he's coming back to take everything back, you know what I'm saying, when it's all said and done. So I feel like he's kind of going through something like that. Not to get so extra, conspiratorial, but I feel like, you sign, you get all your riches. You done lived up 20, 30 years. You done been the man and all of that. So now it's time to pay back, my nigga, what you owe. I feel like that's what's going on, and that happens, within this industry. This is the hip hop industry. I don't feel like hip hop is, a negative thing, but the whole industry, the music industry itself, is very sick at times, satanic at times. Like, we've seen enough examples throughout the year to know that. So even myself as a media outlet, I'm all the way self-independent. Yes, I work through YouTube and make money on YouTube, who's also owned by major conglomerates and things like that. But nonetheless, I still feel independent and work for myself. I still move. I don't work for no industry or for no network. I'm completely independent. So, when you look at these guys, once they sign major deals, you start working for the corporation. That's just what it is. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of these guys are they've given themselves to the corporations. They have to follow certain protocols and certain rules and things like that. And that's what happens when you get into this big money game and you dealing with certain shit. You gotta, tread the waters lightly. If I have to do it on a battle rap level, imagine what you got to do when you get to the high level industry. How you got to chill and watch how you know what I mean? So it becomes a lot of compromise. People start to compromise their integrity, their soul. So, just to bring it back to Diddy, it's like, yeah, Diddy's going through his ritual of, now he's going through his humiliation ritual. They dragging him. They putting him through the mud. They about to start taking his money. They about to start taking his assets. They're gonna make life hard for the brother to you know what I mean? Now he got to deal with his actions. I mean, when I look at the charges, though, the sex trafficking and things like that, I don't know. Like, I don't know how. Like, I see how, like, what they're saying, but I'm listening to all different types of shows, different types of opinions, and it's hard to be like, yo, it's hard to look at exactly what he did wrong. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, all the way. Like, they're saying sex trafficking. People have a lot of definitions of what sex trafficking is, because it's like, if we order girls and we take them a different spot, you know what I'm saying? Like people don't look at it as egregious, even though it might be illegal. So when you're looking at the federal level, like that, and then some of the shit is ridiculous when they talking about 1,000 bottles of baby oil, like shit that's not even illegal. You know what I'm saying? It's like that's when I'm like, okay, they're playing games with us, like they're playing mind games with us and doing all types of shit. So I feel like it's a show. Ultimately, all of this shit is a show. Like none of it is really real. Like it's real, but it's like this shit is all like, you know what I mean? It's all a distraction for something else. And we're just buying into the show of the Diddy show right now. It's gonna be something else next week, I promise you. But right now, this is the show. This is what we're focused on. So that's how I kind of look at the whole Diddy shit. You know what I'm saying?
Word is bone. Like I definitely kind of agree with you on that. This is definitely a distraction to keep you off on to focus on other things than what's really going on right now. You know. Um,
Hmm.
for example, like in 2025, man, they're getting ready to transfer all the wealth into a coin, like on a cryptocurrency and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
like a digital
So
currency. Yeah.
so it's a possibility that the bread um in your bank account right now, if it's not put into a like a QFS type of account, then you might be at risk of losing all your assets, man. And nobody's talking about it, like, which I think is crazy. Like, I don't know, man. I agree with you. It is a distraction. My next question for you is, do you really think ARP is gonna retire from being a league owner? Um, and do you think RBE has the potential to be just as big or bigger than URL? Talk to me.
Um, what I know is ARP is retired. You know, I've had this conversation with him multiple times. Like his retirement is specific though. He's like no longer doing pay-per-views or major venue events. And that's what he retired from. He didn't leave the culture. He didn't leave, being an entertainer. He's blogging, he got his podcast. He's doing a lot of different things and he's still throwing events. I would say the only unfortunate thing is, a lot of the, new talent that they were helping develop, that stopped. So a lot of people who might have, put all of their chips in that RBE basket, they losing out. You know what I mean? Because RBE goes and has the 2023 have the biggest year where they said they were the biggest league in battle rap. So yes, they did kind of not surpass URL, but they overtook URL for that year as the biggest league from the public's opinion. You feel me? They threw the bigger, better events from the public's opinion. So yes, ARP had the potential to run it back up in 2024 this year, but they didn't. ARP said this was my farewell. Man, I'm gonna leave on top. I'm gonna leave with y'all saying that we had a better year than URL and I had the best event and the blue rooms and shit. Like that's how he wanted to leave out. So everything else he's doing full circle, that's what we can expect from him. That and he's not sugarcoating that. That's what you're going to get. It's going to be a room with nobody, no tickets are sold, no real promotion, and I'm just going to give y'all some battles that I like. Period. That's all you're getting from me. So ARP, he's always said he's not a league, he's a platform. So I guess he's just sticking true to how he feels. So as far as like being bigger than URL, I feel like if they'll never be bigger than URL because ARP quit. You know what I mean? They'll have that year where they were the bigger league or had a better year, but URL done had like 100 summers. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, all right, you got one. Salute, because that's not easy to do. So as far as that, yeah, ARP's done. He's done, and I don't expect him to come back and take over anything. Like I would hope so, though. He seems serious about what he's saying, so I'm gonna just take him at his word until anything changes. But I would hope RB comes back with a major event. And I think him just even working with Holla behind the scenes. Not saying that that's an RB event or whatever, but he's taking what he's learned and helping Holla because they have a great relationship. So Bags and Bodies is gonna be something. Like I said, the inmates took over the game. Like we about to see more Hitman Holla events, more. You know what I mean? All these battlers, top tiers, taking over and throwing the cards that we would expect on a URL or shit like that. I feel like that's just what it is when it comes to ARP, RBE. you know, in their future in this culture.
Well, I think RBE is a pretty incredible platforms for battle rappers to disperse their talent, man. Like he's a incredible ARP is an incredible businessman. I like the way he articulates himself, and I like the way he uh kind of like puts out the original image of hip hop. No different from URL, you know, like how they have everybody on stage, how they have the hosting and all that. I think it's just incredible on how they display everybody's talent, especially RBE. Like I'm a big fan of his work too. You know what I mean?
Yeah, likewise.
My next question for you is: do you think Ill Will and Big K are the most booked battle rappers? And if so, talk to me.
Are they the most booked battle rappers? I don't know if that's the case. Like, I don't see nobody. I don't see like Tay Rock is super booked. You know what I mean? He battling everywhere. I feel like, you know, everybody has their seasons. Like, there's seasons where dudes is running it up. Like, you know what I mean? They booked all the time. Like, so Ill Will and Big K. I mean, specifically, I would say on RBE at one time they were like one of the most like booked, and not just like booked a lot, but they were booked for the biggest, most major battles. You know, like Big K getting Mook, and you know what I'm saying, Ill Will getting Hollow and Hitman Holla, and you know, like ARP, when he rock with you and he feels like you one of his killers for real, he gonna give you the test that you're looking for. So, you know, I don't know if they're the most booked. I can't say that, but they do get booked for amazing battles. Like, as we can see, Big K this year, he got the Tay Rock battle, and now he about to battle Twerk right after. You know what I'm saying? So on Bags and Bodies. So yes, they're you know, these guys are top tier dudes. I'm sure every league is reaching out to try to book these guys. You know what I'm saying? So I can't say that they're most booked, but yeah, they get booked. They get booked. They get booked whenever they want against some of the best. You know what I'm saying? Unfortunately for Ill Will, he got booked versus Easy, and that was a bad look. He dropped the ball on that, you know, which is not common. You know, that's super rare. That's like once in a blue moon kind of thing to see Ill Will not come to the challenge, you know, when it comes to a major battle. So, you know, he talked about potentially retiring after that. But you know, I have my ears to the street, so be on the lookout for Ill Will comeback before the year's up. I can't spoil it, but you know, just be on the lookout.
I'll definitely be looking out for that, man. Know what I mean?
Yeah.
My next question for you would be, have you ventured off to do any other lines of kind of business other than, you know, with your your media company?
Um, I mean, I feel like right now, you know, I'm working on doing other things. You know, I recently, you know, last year I got a lot of merch. So if y'all, you know, if you guys support Hip Hop Israel, go on Hip Hop Israel Shopify.com. You can purchase any T-shirts that we got out there. I've recently literally just through my first event September 7th. It's called Hip Hop Israel Presents Industry Night. I'm going to launch the first episode soon. I'm waiting for it to finish being edited and everything like that. But you know, this is my first event type thing. I'm gonna be throwing battles, spoken word artists, comedians. So if you're ever in Atlanta, you know, and you see Industry Night, you can pop out. You know, I'm helping, you know, give studio time, creating something where the fans can support. So the concept of Industry Night, this is what like my new business venture that I'm currently working on right now is throwing these events. I'm trying to throw them every 2 to 3 weeks, you know, at least once or twice a month. That's the concept. But this is the concept. It's a minute and 30-second rounds. I'm reaching out to all, especially I'm reaching out to mainly up and coming new artists. That's what this is really for. But at the same time, it's for everybody. Anybody can participate. But the concept is 3 minutes, minute and 30-second rounds, straight on the clock. And there's only one rule: no choking. Once you choke, you automatically lose. You get there that day and you do not know who you're battling. The next event is October 5th. That's the next event that I'm throwing. Is going to be at Industry Studios in Atlanta. People are more than welcome to pop up. I'm dropping a card sometime this week before the week is up. So well, it's not really a card, but just a flyer, just to give you the location. But the battlers don't even know who they battling. Niggas don't even know who's on the card. You just got to show up with 1:30 and be fire. And the way you win is by the fans. The fans are the only judges. So I'm gonna put a poll after each battle. Not only can the fans donate to the battle specifically, their votes is the only votes that count. So I'm gonna put up a poll up on Hip Hop is Real community share, and I'll put it up who won, and that way I'll determine who's the winner. And once you're the winner, I'm gonna put that shit by your name. So every time you're introduced or every time you come back on the platform, you'll be 1-0, 2-0, 3-0, or 0-3, whatever the case is. But the fans determine if you win or lose. I'm looking, and the goal of this is to find the people's champ. I'm creating a system where I want the fans to basically help create the next star in battle rap. You know what I'm saying? The whole goal is to become the people's champ. And the way to become the people's champ is to be the first battle rapper to go 10-0. And once you reach 10-0, you get to come to Knowledge Hip Hop is Real and be like, yo, this is who I want. And we got to find you that person you want, because now you're undefeated. You're the biggest name. You're the fan favorite. The fans have put you as the people's champ. So now as the people's champ, you get to request what you want. But the whole concept, like I said, is just about helping, upgrade a lot of these guys' profiles, and also to, open up, potential different lanes for them, like creating music. I got a studio. I got multiple studios that I'm working out of now. You know what I'm saying? So I just linked up with my man, Sir Charles, the other day. He's an incredible producer. He's produced for the likes of Cole, for the likes of, Benny, and all types of fire artists. I can keep going on. He's an incredible producer. He's like really next up. He's about to take over the whole game. So just working with these different type of people, you know what I'm saying? So that's what I want to provide. I want to use my platform as a space to just create a different, like similar to what I already do, but just adding something different.
Yeah, I think that's dope, man. Like this system that she created, it allows you to, it's somewhat like you giving back to the community. I think that's amazing, man. You know what I mean?
My bad, you got me?
Yeah. I was saying that I think that system you created, like I feel like it gives back to the community, man. I think that's dope. You know what I mean?
I appreciate it. So yeah, that's my next business venture. Outside of that, I'm getting into the event planning spaces, man. I'm just looking to do different things. Hopefully I can get to the point where I'm throwing festivals and things like that. That would be like the long-term goal, I would say. But just getting into throwing events, not just battle events, but shows, booking some of my favorite MCs and things like that. That's the mindset that I want to put myself in. I've been doing the media for about 10 plus years. So that is one of the things, and, I'm also Haitian. I come from a Haitian background. So, one of the things that I've invested in is in some land back in
Yo,
Haiti.
hold on. You a Zoe? I'm a Zoe too, man. I ain't know that. I never knew you was a Zoe.
Et pas tout le monde qui connaît moi haïtien, but
oh, c'est haïtien. I see that.
100%.
Yo, that's dope. That's dope, man. We everywhere now, man.
That's right. So, so what I did do is I definitely invested in some land back in Haiti, and I I planted a lot of trees. I just bought me a nice little chunk of land, and I just created like a whole farm. So I got something for my family down there, and I let them kind of like run it so they can always have food, sell food, things like that. And my plan is to like create a market down there, like have a supermarket and things like that. So these are just the different things that I'm working on putting my hands in, and hopefully I can retire back in my country when things like settle down a little bit. And that's the mindset. Just chill under the tree, eat, drinking my coconut water.
That's all I go.
My
man.
mango,
my bread out here and go back. You know what I mean?
My polo. You know what I mean? Lumby. You know what I mean? All of that.
Yeah, what up? I haven't had Lumby in a minute.
honestly, wifey just cooked me something up yesterday. But you know, I need that original, straight from the ocean. You feel me? Back at home type shit. It's different. It hit different.
Word, word up. My next question for you would be what's your thoughts on Murder Mook saying that caffeine kind of like took off the edge of battle rap? Do you agree with this?
Ah. So Murder Mook said caffeine took off the edge of battle rap. I remember I did do an interview with Mook. It wasn't necessarily an interview. Mook was walking into caffeine. He had a drink in his hand. And at the time, you know, I was filming and he got into it with the caffeine staff about not being able to, you know, have a drink. That's when he was like, you know, he said that's when he kind of was like, yo, smack, this shit gentrified, like niggas fucking the game up. I can't even walk in here with my liquor. I don't know if that's what you're talking about specifically, but I did do that interview and that shit did go viral at that one point.
Yeah, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. It's not verbatim, but I'm paraphrasing a little bit.
Yeah, so I mean, it did a little bit of both. Yeah, it brought the money though, you know what I mean? So yeah, so I guess a little more professionalism. So, you know, I can't necessarily say, yeah, I felt that way a little bit at one point, you know what I mean? Just dealing with caffeine, like, you know what I'm saying? But sometimes we all react a little way to something new and different. You know what I mean? Sometimes we want to hold on to what we have so much that we get defensive, you know? So I personally felt like caffeine was great, man. I made the most money in the caffeine era. I'm just keeping it 100. You know what I'm saying? So caffeine was wonderful for battle rap.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I kind of agree with Mook a little bit because you know, like when you watch some of the battles within caffeine, it seems so isolated. There's no crowds, but I know there was bubbling at a time where you know there was the lockdown. I don't want to mention the whole thing because I'm not trying to catch a strike on the channel, but
No, I don't think you should catch a strike for naming it, but I mean this is a real thing. This is a
nah,
business
I
of
caught a
this.
strike before for that. You know what I mean?
For saying
But
you
you know,
couldn't.
we disputed it and got rid of it. But yeah, just want to be real careful. But
Okay. So
go ahead,
I'll
what
say
you
it
about to
like
say?
this. I'll say it like this. I won't say that, but because of the pandemic, we definitely were in a space where. So caffeine came during the pandemic. Caffeine came a year before the pandemic, 2019, where they had Geechee and Twerk as the first main event, billboards all over the place. So caffeine was looking to elevate the culture and take it to another level. It's not caffeine's fault that the pandemic came and made everything into a small room, which I thought was wonderful for battle rap because it brought it back to the word, back to the essence of actually having to rap. F the big show now. It's back to just, you know, me, you in a room and rapping. That's all it is. So yeah, I think it was an adjustment. I think people had to make an adjustment to that. And as soon as we was able to come back outside, caffeine gave us Lux versus Gotti. Yeah, I mean the list goes on. Like caffeine gave us like incredible. Like the whole last surf run was a caffeine run. That shit was an incredible run. Like surf went crazy, big crowd, big stage. Lux and Verb, like we got the battles we wanted. So I personally can't say I truly agree with that. You know what I'm saying? They brought money, and you know, sometimes you know you can't just do whatever you want, especially dealing with the pandemic. They wasn't. I wasn't. I was basically. I barely was in the buildings. You had to go take the test and do all of this stuff. So you know what I mean? Yeah. I hope that doesn't. You know, I spoke clearly where it doesn't strike or cause you any type of situation.
I mean, on a corporation level, yeah. I mean, it was definitely a good thing, you know. But as far as like you know, like I'm like old school, so I like some of the old school traditional ways of the hip hop culture, like you know the ciphers, certain urban web, you know the lingo. I mean, the metaphors, similes within the bars. I mean,
I don't
I
feel
come
like
from that
I don't feel like
cloth,
caffeine
bro.
took away from that though. I don't feel like caffeine took away from any of that. Like I don't really see that. And caffeine put the most money in the battle rappers' pockets. I seen, you know, personally, I seen some of these guys get paid house money for one battle before. You know what I'm saying? So before caffeine, dudes wasn't getting those type of checks. Not everybody. It probably was a selected few, but yo, I seen a lot of people getting crazy checks. You feel me? So I don't know. I probably sound like them dudes who be wanting to vote for Trump. Like Trump gave us some stimmies, my nigga. You know where I'm going.
You know, I could understand where you're coming from with that, but I also kind of feel moved too, David. My
And
next
caffeine.
question.
Remember, caffeine gave us free battles, the biggest battles. You ain't had to pay no pay-per-view, my G. You was getting Lux and Gotti for free.
I mean, hey, on a business perspective, it brought in residuals, man.
F for business. I'm talking about on a fan perspective. You was getting this
Okay,
for free.
okay.
For free, dog. All of it. Like literally.
Yeah. I mean, I got you.
You ain't
You know
getting
what I mean?
for free right now. You gotta pay for everything right now.
Yeah. No, you right on that.
Dog. Especially when I couldn't go into
Now,
an event. I go on my caffeine app, dog. I watch the event from the whip, burn it down. I'm chilling. I'm enjoying the crap out the event. I don't got to stand up for 6 hours. Yeah. I love caffeine.
I mean, it did open a different lane for people that's within the battle rap culture and business, a new way to make money, and it definitely was bad. Like I seen the billboards and all that in New York. I mean, they definitely put the money in for the investments to make the battle rap culture, get more exposure in that sense. Yeah. So I do feel you on that, My next question.
Just to add on, once caffeine left, everybody act like battle rap died.
Right.
Go ahead, you guys for the next question.
This be my last question because I ain't trying to hold you up.
All right.
But do you think within the next 10 years from now that the battle rap culture will be around, and would it flourish from 10 years from now?
All right, so I started 10 years ago, and I feel like the battle rap culture went into so many different spaces. When I came in, I feel like some people call it the golden age. You know what I'm saying? At 2013 to 2018, I'm 5 years. Some people call that the golden years, right before caffeine came. You know what I'm saying? So caffeine, I feel like was also like, it was a great money year. Like, and I feel like now we're at a transitional period in battle rap. I feel like all the OGs have grown up. Some of these guys been rapping in their early 20s, early teens. These guys are grown men with families and business mindsets and things like that. So I feel like in the next 10 years, battle rap, I don't feel like battle rap's going anywhere. That's number one. But in the next 10 years, I just feel like it's just going to be a lot of different creativity around how people want to indulge and deal with battle rap. So I do feel like it's going to be here. I just feel like it's just going to be a bunch of different faces. New media, new bloggers, new battlers, new owners. Still an element of the older generation and the older regime, but you got to think a lot of people is getting older. Nobody wants to battle rap forever. Nobody wants to just run around doing media forever or be a league owner forever. Things are going to change. So I feel like it's just going to be transition, within the next 10 years. You know what I'm saying? There's going to be a whole lot of different transitions, different looks. And, like everything else, new energy comes into this shit. There's people that's growing up that's, like there's a 10-year-old who probably was watching it and now he's 20. So in the next 10 years, he'll be 30. So he'll be watching it or adding to it or creating things. It's going to be people with bags that still see the, see where it could go and want to add to that and invest into that. So there's still going to be corporations and companies that's going to buy into it and put money into it. There's going to be high-level rappers. You never know. Eminem might spin the block back again within the next 10 years to do something. Who knows? I feel like the sky's the limit for the culture. I'm not one of those people that have a negative or a dark, like, oh, it's over. Even when people are saying it, I'm like, I might even be like, yeah, shit whack right now, but that don't mean it's over. Shit just slow. You seen how the year started to how the year's ending. Like, we got to have Hitman. We about to have Hitman versus Geechee and his car, Bags and Bodies. We about to have John Endgame. And I know about more events that I can't speak on. I'm talking about major events that's about to happen this year before the year's over. So the fourth quarter, people just going like I ain't even seen nobody saying battle rap is dead in the last like 3 months, low key. I feel like everybody been like talking about battles, like shit that's happening within the culture because we're getting work. It's work that's being done. So people can't complain. You know, the next event, prom night, the 28th. If you're in Atlanta, pop out. You know what I mean? Babs is putting on. You gotta get suited and booted, do your thing. But she got like a 2-day event, you know what I mean? And that's like in a couple weeks. And so yeah, now battle rap is in a great space, and I feel like, and like, don't think URL is done. Like they ain't saying nothing, but don't think that they don't got a major Rock. Rock told me they got some overshape about to pop off. You know what I'm saying? So I could share that with you. You know what I mean? Like there's more things that are coming. So the fourth quarter and Chrome, I just seen Easy talking about the, you know, they got a tournament. So it's going to be jam packed from October, November to December. The next 3 months is going to be hell, bro. And I'm gonna be traveling, running around, getting interviews, going crazy, promotion. You know, I'm reaching out to all the big wigs to get sit downs with. So I'm excited. You know, I'm excited about where it's going. And you just have to maintain your consistency because that's what this shit is about. It's about consistency, hard work, dedication, and consistency and discipline. You do that, you'll be successful in any endeavor that you jump into. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, battle rap the next 10 years is gonna look wonderful. I plan on being here. You know, I'm 36, so by the time I'm 46, yeah, I think you know, smack like 46. So I think I'll be all right. I'll be in good company. You know what I'm saying?
Well, without 46 is a nice number, man. Yeah, you know I mean, copper trip to 80, you know what I mean?
You feel
some,
me?
You know I
well,
mean?
the crib should be built by then.
You know I mean?
The crib should be built by then. Everything should be situated. And I could just, you know what I mean? Nice and easy.
Yeah, words born, man.
Yes, sir.
Man, this your boy Rush. Get ready to sign out. Seek wisdom, practice humility, and always remain sucker free. You heard? Yo, thank you so much for coming through, Knowledge, man. I appreciate this, man. I'm out. One.
Yo, Rush, I enjoyed the show. I appreciate you inviting me. You know what I'm saying? And you know, salute to you. I pray for nothing but success and for you to continue to just, you know, keep elevating your brand. You do great work. I enjoyed the interview. I like the questions, and I just like, you know, your personality as well. So thank you for, you know, giving me your platform to speak and just, you know, give people my insight. And to everybody out there, make sure y'all follow hiphopisreal.com, Knowledge to God on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, Hip Hop is Real on everything as well. And October 5th, Industry Night. If you're in Atlanta, pop out because I'm gonna have like 7 to 8 battles, something like that. You know what I mean? And Calico's gonna be performing. And there's something crazier that I can't even talk about that's gonna be happening that same day. But once the flyers is out and all that, y'all can talk about it. But just know it's not no light-ish. It's major. So tune in. And again, brother Rush, thank you.
Yo, thank you, man. I'm out. Yo, keep in touch, man. I might be out there in Atlanta, man, in October.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah,
so Atlanta, just tap in with me.
Yeah, I'll tap in if I'm out there.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Word out. Yo, stay up, King. I'm out. One
love.